Hey, all you beautiful people. Welcome to Montana and Wyoming. While my feet are standing on Montana ground, that's Wyoming behind me. Well, here I am, sitting on the side of the road on Highway 191 because the Jeep is broke down again. About 12 miles north of Rock Springs and waiting for the tow truck. I get to spend the night in Rock Springs. That's awesome. Jeeps. Because I own a Jeep, I also own a code reader, and it's telling me that I'm having a cylinder head misfire. I do have a rockin' warranty. I have the Max Care lifetime warranty on the Jeep, thank goodness. That warranty is literally a lifetime unlimited miles warranty, and they don't sell them anymore. They're non-transferable and they don't sell them anymore. And I'm very glad I got it because I have already gotten my money's worth out of that. Jeeps. Freaking Jeeps. I love my Jeep. I just keep telling myself that. I love my Jeep. I love my Jeep. I love my Jeep. This is like the 5th or 6th time it's gotten me stuck on the side of the highway or back a dirt road. It's not a reliable vehicle so far, and it's only 4 years old. A little frustrating, but I love my Jeep. If I keep saying that, it'll stick. Lovey's just fine, waiting for the tow truck. He's got his water. He's got his blankie that he's not sitting on. It's kind of warm out here, but he's glad to take a nap. Good boy. He doesn't mind napping on the side of the highway. I think that's my tow truck. Or not. No, that's not my tow truck. I am glad I'm not stuck on the side of the highway in the middle of winter. It's actually pretty weather. Lovely blue skies. Not too hot. Well, where's my tow truck? It's been a while now. That may be our tow truck. Let's hope so. He's slowing down. I think that might be our tow. Yes! That's our tow truck. Because of COVID, I'm riding in my Jeep on the back of the tow truck because you can't ride in the cab. Econo Lodge for the win. Look at the camera. He's like, I don't know what a camera is, Mama. He's exhausted. Long day of driving in the car. So, the update is that because of COVID, Mopar's warranty service line, their special, hey, you own a Jeep, this is our concierge line for your warranty service, is no longer open 24/7. They are now open Monday through Friday. It happens to be, and short day on Saturday. And it happens to be Saturday at like 7:30, 8 p.m. now. And they won't open until Monday. So the deal is, I can't get a rental car until Monday. Technically, Mopar will pay for my rental car because of the warranty. But the rental car agencies are also not open till Monday. Fortunately, I was on the way to visit my parents, and I'm about 3 hours away from Jackson Hole, and my dad is gonna come pick me up. Just picked up our order from the Santa Fe Southwest Grill and headed back to our hotel room. It is conveniently located in the same building as the Econo Lodge, so yay! Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, good. Silverware. Hadn't even thought about that. These are jalapeno onion fries, I'm sure. Oh yeah, that looks great. They put my receipt in there. It's got jalapeno cream sauce. Looks delicious. Okay, the verdict? This is good. Just the right amount of kick to it. Need to drink some water while I'm eating it, which is perfect. Pretty happy about my dinner. You into a piece of steak? Yeah, good boy. Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna eat my dinner. I just realized there's a new episode of Alone up, so I'm gonna watch an episode of Alone, do some video editing, and we'll see you guys in the morning. You want some yums? Good morning. I've already been up and about, gotten some breakfast, and now I'm just waiting for my dad to get here and pick me up. We'll be headed up to Jackson this morning, and hopefully on Monday we'll find out what's going on with the car. Dad has arrived to pick us up, and there's Fluffy hanging out amongst all my gearboxes. He's not too sad. There's a lot of food back there. Still waiting to hear about the Jeep, but that's okay. I've been hanging out with the folks in Jackson. But this morning, we're gonna climb up Snow King, that mountain behind us. It's the town ski hill, and it's little, but it is a very challenging little ski hill in the wintertime. And it's quite the good exercise hike in the summertime. So we are going up. We're gaining elevation quickly, as expected. You've got all the hustle and bustle of the town below, and the Tetons are starting to peek out from behind the hills. All the wildflowers are starting to bloom. We continue up and up and up. We're getting closer to the top. It's quite a nice hike, just taking it slow. It is just steady uphill till you get to the top. We're getting closer to the top, and it's getting prettier. Look at those mountains. It's a strenuous hike, for sure, but it was a lot harder for me when I was 20 than it is now. Even though I've got my little extra COVID-15 around my belly, I'm in a lot better hiking shape than I was when I was young, and that's pretty cool. I'm hoping to get in better hiking shape over the next decade, so that, when I'm 60, I'll be kicking my 50-year-old butt. Not quite 50 yet, but I'm getting there. We've made it to the top, and the views are lovely. Technically, you can take the chairlift down, but no way in heck is Fluffy gonna get on that chairlift. So we're gonna start our hike back down. Oh, he's tangled around me. A little spin. So down is a little harder than up when you got arthritic knees, but that's okay. It was worth it. It's just about as slow going down as it was going up. It's pretty. It's nice. Lovely day out here. We're getting closer to the bottom. With spark plugs. Just spark plugs. I have never had spark plugs cause a sudden loss of power on the highway, but according to the repair guys, it was the spark plugs, and they replaced them, and it seems to be working now. So All right. I'm crossing my fingers that that's really what it was. Did get to spend a few nice days with my parents, and if it hadn't been for the car breaking down, I probably wouldn't have spent as much time hanging with the folks, and they're getting older, so it's a good thing to spend more time with the parents, and I'm glad that happened. I mean, I'm not super glad my Jeep broke again, but it is nice to spend a little time with the mom and dad. We didn't do a whole lot of exciting stuff. I took a hike. We spent some time with some family friends, and Fluffy got to play with some buddies and ate some good food and took some casting lessons with my dad down on the river. And it was nice. It's good just to spend time with the folks. And now we are heading someplace special. Just for the heck of it, we're gonna drive through Yellowstone to get there. I hope we don't run into too many bison jams, but I do just love driving through Yellowstone. It's gorgeous. And we're gonna end up in Lovell, Wyoming, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere, near the Wyoming-Montana border. And we're gonna go visit some wild horses. That's Yellowstone Lake on the right. We're gonna be going by it for a long ways. It's a big lake. No big bison jams, but we're having a little dude who's just walking up the road, so going slow. I can't believe we haven't hit any big bison jams. It's astounding. That has to be the smoothest, most uneventful trip I have ever taken through Yellowstone. 2 whole bison on the road, no traffic jams. That was fantastic. We are making a great time. We are driving through the lower Absaroka Mountains and are going to be hitting Cody pretty soon. It is hot in Cody. It is 93 degrees outside. So we are gonna stop by the grocery store real quick, but then cruise on through and head to Lovell, which is also gonna be hot, but then we're gonna head up to the mountains, and that should be nice and cool once we get up to the top. We've been passing through a lot of farming land and some desert, and have finally arrived in Lovell, which is a small little town in Wyoming, and it is just at the base of Pryor Mountain. We're gonna head out of town a little bit to hit Sykes Ridge Road up to the top of Pryor Mountain and see the Pryor Mountain horses. Woohoo! We have hit the dirt road! Holy smokes, it is hot out here. It is 97 degrees. I am burning up, but it is beautiful as I remember it, and the 4-wheel drive portion of the road, it starts just up the road here. What we've got to do, so see if you can see behind us. That mountain way over there is where we're going, but we have 16 miles of territory of a lot of desert in between us and that mountain to engage the 4-wheel drive. This sign kind of cracks me up a little bit. Sykes Ridge Road, 4-wheel drive recommended. It's not just recommended, it's necessary. 4 low in some parts. I mean, it's not a completely crazy road. It is definitely what you would, maybe a beginner 4-wheel drive road. And it is the first real 4-wheel drive road I ever went on. But it does have some challenges. So I would not take this in anything but a 4-wheel drive. I wouldn't take a Subaru up here. You would be sad. I let Fluffy out to walk around a little bit and get some water, and he doesn't seem to mind the 100-degree heat. I'm not a big fan of it. I bet he'll be happy to get back in the car though. Fluffy, what do you think, Fluff? What do you think of this crazy road and crazy car? Let's go back to the car. What you see ahead of us are bentonite hills, and we've got to go up and over those. I do see some clouds developing, and I want to get over those hills before those clouds turn it into any kind of precipitation, because they will turn those hills into a soupy, mushy mess that will be impossible to travel through. So we're gonna make some tracks through those hills. That is the Bighorn National Recreation Area behind me, and that water looks great right now since it is 99 degrees outside at 5 p.m. And then the way we're headed is that ridge behind me, which is the namesake of this road. It is Sykes Ridge. Clouds have come over a little bit, and it does feel a little bit cooler than 99, but it's still hot. Fluffy doesn't want to come out of the Jeep. He won't want to come out of the Jeep till it's a little cooler outside. He's pretty content just sitting in the air conditioning. We have come to this beautiful overlook. We're about halfway to the top of the mountain, and we're overlooking the Bighorn Canyon, and it's just gorgeous. Behind us, still a ways away, is Pryor Mountain, but we'll get there. But it's good to take a moment and take a look at these beautiful places. There's Fluffy Dog. Do you want to actually come out, Fluffy? Is it cool enough now? You might actually step out of the Jeep for a minute. Look at this. Woo, sunshine. But behind me, so beautiful. I love this place. I do tend to forget just how long this road is. We still got a ways to go. We've been driving for a while. But it's so pretty. Freaking Jeeps. I'm at a crossroads of decision right now. The Jeep just died. And trying to restart it, it would not restart. It would but no RPMs going up. You can hear it running right now. I read the engine codes and no engine codes were reported on the code reader. So I'm like, is it just a momentary fuel filter having trouble getting gas into the engine? Is it not the spark plugs that caused the last one? That's my guess. It sounds okay right now, but so I'm about 12 miles back, Sykes Ridge Road, which is a four-wheel drive road. Very unlikely gonna be difficult to find somebody to tow me out of here. Do I turn around and go back? Or do I continue forward, assuming the Jeep lets me continue forward? My plan is to continue forward. And the reason is I only have a few miles to go to get to the summit. More likely to find people there. And I was going to take the Burnt Timber Road out of here, which is another four-wheel drive road, but if I make it to the summit and make it off the summit, I will take a well-graded Forest Service road down the mountain. Cross your fingers. Freaking Jeeps. That was not a good thing. You can see and hear that it's running right now. I don't know how long that's going to last. I know that I have a couple of obstacles ahead. They're not big, huge obstacles, but they are obstacles, and I have quite a bit of uphill. I guess it's better to have uphill, and if you need to be towed, you're getting towed downhill. I don't know. I'm a little worried that I'm just having to sit there and run because I'm a little worried that I'm going to get back in it and try to drive and and it's going to die. Yeah. I mean, I'm safe. I have plenty of food. I have plenty of water. I mean, I'm going to camp out here tonight and on this mountain, and whether I camp out, farther down the mountain or higher up the mountain is dependent on what happens with the Jeep. Hey Betty. I mean, if need be, I can hike out of here. I don't want to do that. It's a long way. I mean, it's extremely likely that tomorrow is Saturday. I'm most likely going to find somebody up there. And there's cell signal up at the top. And there's cell signal where I am right now, actually. But finding a tow company that will come up here is going to be a whole different matter. I wouldn't even try tonight. I would probably do some calling around tomorrow. It's already 7:30, and I mean, tow companies are 24 hours, but the ones that recover four-wheel drive vehicles on four-wheel drive roads are not as often open at night. So, assuming I can find one. I think I should be able to, but if need be. Oh my goodness. This is not what I was planning for today. So cross your fingers, say a prayer that the Jeep makes it up the rest of this mountain. I made it about 20 yards.
This sucks. This is less than ideal. This is what we're doing. Start, then die. Start, then die. Rev, rev, rev. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I've made it half a mile. And now I'm getting closer. These last 2 times anyway, I've let it sit. And then I can start it up again and go a little bit of a ways. It has trouble going up. So that part makes me think, should I go back down instead of continuing up? Although the down has ups. So, I don't know. I do have to get higher in elevation before I get there. And if I've got to stop every time we start to go up, it's going to be a problem. It's only a couple miles, but it's a couple miles up. I'm going to try one more time. See how far I get. I may try to turn around. I don't want to. Not because I'll just miss the top. That's fine. I've been there before. But there are some ups going down as well. But I'm hoping that going down in elevation may be better if it's a oxygen issue. Decreasing elevation could help. This is very, 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 very frustrating, especially since the Jeep was just at the dealer. Like, oh, it's fine now. Spark plugs. It's not the frickin' spark plugs. Yeah. We've made it into the wild horse management area. 1.2 miles from where the car first started having trouble. I don't actually see any horses yet, which is unusual. Usually you start seeing them right away, but that's okay. That's the least of my concerns right now. Letting the car sit again. Seems I let it sit for a minute and then keep it revved up as I'm driving, and I get to go point something miles at a time. I'm hoping if I just make it over this little ridge in front of me, that hopefully I will make it to the Forest Service Road, the graded Forest Service Road. This is a BLM road actually, but hopefully I will make it to the well-graded road where I can convince a normal tow truck to come up there. Or maybe I can make it down that road. I don't know. What's interesting is that the engine's not blowing any codes, because obviously something's wrong, but I'm not getting any codes. It's not likely to be just the elevation. I've certainly been at much higher elevation than this in the Jeep. On four-wheel drive roads. But, yeah. It's going to take me a while to get up there. Assuming it keeps functioning, I hope it does. Enough to get me to that road. Say a prayer. Whew. Not a happy camper right now. All right, I have made it to Penn's Cabin, which is a major landmark up here. It's a place you can camp, except for it looks like they've got it all taped off with caution tape right now. I'll walk over there and show you guys. Looks like there could be a storm moving in. This is Penn's Cabin. Fluffy's checking it out. Normally it's kind of a camping cabin. You can actually camp in there. But it looks like they're doing some remodeling. So we're gonna stay here tonight. I'm not gonna stay in the cabin. Even if the cabin weren't being constructed on it, I think you're gonna get hantavirus if you stay in there. It's not that inviting inside. But let's walk over here and see what's over here. I mean, it's pretty mountains. Let's see if we see a pony or two. I'm surprised I don't see any. They like to hang out around this cabin. I found the horses, which is awesome. They are beautiful. I was gonna stay at Penn's Cabin, but I made it up the next hill. So I'm not gonna stay at Penn's Cabin. I can see all the horses are moving forward. And what I'm gonna do is camp a little ahead of them. And then as the sun goes down, which is gonna happen pretty soon, hopefully they will be a little bit closer. If not, whatever, I'll see them in the morning. They're pretty awesome though. And sometimes they'll come really close. I've been out here before where you have foals literally just walking up to you and trying to chew on your clothing. But yeah, in between worrying about the car and getting up here, I am exhausted. I am not the brilliant person to figure this out, but my brother is very good with cars. And we think it might be just vapor lock. And that would be good. Vapor lock I can deal with. We'll see. He's actually doing some more research right now on potential causes and the engine design and why it would be vapor lock and how to prevent that or what else it could be. So I'm hoping it's vapor lock. It was very hot. It was 99 degrees. And I was going low and slow. And those are kind of prime conditions for vapor locks. So not that I knew that at all beforehand. My brother is very car inclined. He, for fun, builds cars from scratch. So he's pretty good at it. I am deciding I need to carry more tools with me because I was thinking, wow, it could be the fuel filter. And then I discovered that the fuel filter is actually inside the gas tank. And that would be a little difficult to get to on the trail with my standard ratchet set and a few wrenches. So I might beef up my tools. Definitely need to beef up my knowledge. I do have a Jeep repair book, but I have made it like a couple pages in. So I need to make it further. Yeah, the horses are moving closer this direction. So I'm going to go up the hill about half a mile. And that's kind of the way they're headed. And then I'll set up camp up there. There's a little spot up there. Right where I am, there's is not a good camping spot. So a little bit up the hill, and then we'll come walk back and look at the ponies. Yep. Old man is pushing his ladies this way. Oh, you're just angry. And look at that baby. Hello, little baby. Is that an old man or is that a mare being all bitchy? Yeah, it's an old man. It is so unbelievably pretty up here. I've been up here a number of times, and it always kind of strikes a sense of awe with how gorgeous it is. It's just amazing that a place like this exists. And I've got it to myself on a Friday. There's the Jeep over there. That's where we're camping out. And we're just gonna do a little wandering and see if we can get Fluffy a little exercise and maybe stumble a little closer to the herds. We'll see. I think they're moving further away. That's okay. We'll see them in the morning. I'm actually really hungry right now. I have not had dinner. I had just a snack kind of thing for breakfast and a snack kind of thing for lunch. But when it's this amazingly beautiful out here, I would rather hold off on dinner for a little bit and just wander around and take in the views. What do you think? You want a cookie? Uh-oh, where did it go? Did you get it? I don't know how well this will come out on video, and it's definitely having a hard time finding focus, but you can see the twinkling lights starting up down at the bottom of the hill, so we're not that far out of civilization. It is a very small town down there, but we're not that far away. If I needed help, I could get it. Here's the current situation. I'm sitting here in my camp chair, staring at the herd that is just hanging out in front of the Jeep. Fluffy's mostly taking a nap. He's tethered to the Jeep just so he doesn't get interested in the horses. They're very close. It's pretty awesome. So the horses just wander all over this mountain. In the summertime, they stay on the mountaintop. In the wintertime, they go down to lower elevations. And you can just be sitting here and one will come walking by. I had to peek out before I let Fluffy Dog out this morning to make sure that there weren't any horses nearby, and there was one 15 feet away, so he had to go out on a leash. He's actually pretty good with the horses. I have a horse, so he is quite familiar with horses, and but if they get all excited, he wants to play with them. And the wild horses are not going to appreciate that. For the most part, they just hang out and don't really worry about people too much. It's very cool. Fluffy's a good boy. This is his current reaction to horses walking by his camp.
He's looking at him and he's interested, but he's a good boy. Well, the Jeep appears to be functioning like it should. I'm going to take a quick little drive up the hill and see what happens. Lest you think I'm kind of crazy for driving up the hill just to see what happens. There's probably 30 people up here right now. I've been watching people come and go on their four-wheelers by my camp. So, should I get in trouble, which hopefully not, there are people to help. So let's do this. I'm furiously knocking on wood right now, but it seems to be running fine. So cross your fingers that it was just vapor lock. So far, so good. I don't know why they all of a sudden decided to get up and run, but they did. They weren't looking at me. Well, that's crazy. They've all started running all over the mountainside. I don't know how well you can see that, but all the horses ran. The horses are way over there. In like 10 seconds, they went from where I am to, that's really far. There the rest of them go to meet their friends. What spooked them, it was motorcycles going really fast and driving off trail. If I had been close enough with my camera, I would have gotten them on camera and turned them in. Ugh, jerks. Complete jerks. In case you're wondering, there is no off-trail riding up here. You need to stay to the established roads. That's the law, for good reason. And there's a speed limit. That speed limit is 15 miles an hour. And it's a real, it's a real for sure speed limit. It's, I didn't just make that up. It's posted what the speed limit is. And those guys had to have seen the effect that they were having on the horses. That just really makes me a little mad. They're all coming into my campsite. All those ones who went running away earlier are cruising by. Fluffy is a little concerned that they're so close. Are there horses right next to you? Yeah? Yeah, you good boy. All the day trippers are gone, and now it's just me and Fluffy and the ponies on top of this mountain. And it's pretty awesome. I've just spent the last hour really just watching them walk by. They're really incredible creatures. Sun's gone down, not much pink left even in the sky. And this little one is super curious. This is like the third time it's tried to walk up to Fluffy Dog. I know, that's a Fluffy Dog is what that is. He's a little scary. You can just keep your distance, little youngin'. It's starting to get dark. I have a few camp chores to do. I've got to make sure my food is all locked in its bear boxes and then hit the hay. I'm going to try to get up really early tomorrow to drive out of here. I have not decided yet on which road I'm taking. I will decide that in the morning. So pretty here. Good morning. The Jeep's all packed up. I have started to make my way off of the mountain a little bit, and we are at a crossroad. Literally. And figuratively, because I've got to decide what to do. I've been pondering it, and the Jeep's been running well, knock on wood. The safe route is that road behind me. Just a couple of miles of some bumpy stuff, and then it hits a well-maintained gravel Forest Service road. But it's very long. It's very far out of the way. It will greatly extend my driving time. But if the Jeep should break down again, I will be somewhere where I can pretty easily get a tow. This way is Burnt Timber, which is a four-wheel drive road, not as, I don't even want to use the word challenging because Sykes isn't challenging, but not as bumpy as Sykes. But it is a four-wheel drive road, and it will be more difficult to get a tow. In addition to that, it's Sunday, and I'm in church country, so not many people are going to be up here today. Now I have enough food and water to sit out for a few days, and the road is all downhill, so mostly. So theoretically, if the Jeep dies, I could coast a ways. I don't want to do that. Decisions. I wish Jeeps were more reliable, or at least my Jeep. I wish I knew for sure that it was vapor lock, because if it was vapor lock, I'd burnt timber all the way. I would be having no question, let's go down burnt timber. But I'm a little concerned. I've made a decision. We're doing burnt timber. Wish us luck. Look, there are some other folks up here. And they have a vehicle that looks capable of towing the Jeep out of here if need be. Hopefully it won't need be. We are about 4 miles down the mountain, and so far, all is well. We're getting close to being down, and the views have really opened up. It is Really beautiful back there. So far, no regrets. We're not down yet though. You can't say they don't warn you. This road is not suitable for passenger vehicles, even if they are four-wheel drive. High clearance, short wheelbase, four-wheel drive vehicles are recommended. I'm on burnt timber, and it's at the information sign, and it says only high clearance four-wheel drives recommended for travels. Only UTVs and ATVs recommended for Sykes. That's probably a little bit overly cautious for Sykes. You don't need a UTV or ATV. I made it up there in my pickup truck more than once. Well, with that handy little warning about Sykes and ATVs and UTVs only recommended, it's a good time to tell you the story of the first time I ever drove Sykes Ridge Road. It was the first time I had ever come up here a couple decades ago, and I had never driven a four-wheel drive road before. I'd driven some dirt roads, but never been on a four-wheel drive road. And I came up burnt timber, no problem, and went down Sykes. I had no idea what I was doing driving four-wheel drive. I mean, I know how to use it, and I knew how to put it in four low, but I didn't really know that the big secret to driving a four-wheel drive road is go easy on the skinny pedal, meaning you go slow. And so coming down Sykes in my old pickup truck, I managed to blow out a sidewall of a tire on a hill, with a hill next to that hill where I had like this little V-shaped area where I had to sit and change a tire down below me. I had to chalk the wheels with all kinds of rocks to keep the truck from sliding downhill while I'm changing the tire. And I also managed to completely whack out the alignment so that one front tire was pointing straight and one was pointing at about a 45-degree angle. And I also managed to blow out the power steering gearbox. So that was my first trip on Sykes. I have learned, thank goodness, have learned a lot since then. But the big thing is four-wheel drive roads, just go slow. And so we were pretty high up on Sykes Ridge when I blew out that tire and the steering gearbox and the alignment. And so I managed to get the tire changed on the side of a mountain and limped down Sykes Ridge Road with one tire pointed that way and no power steering. Now I realize I'm thanking my lucky stars that I knew what it was like to drive a vehicle that didn't have power steering, because I think these days a lot of people probably have never driven a vehicle that doesn't have power steering. And it's a little more challenging, especially going down the road I was going and with a tire pointed the wrong direction to get down the hill. But we made it. We got to Lovell. I found a mechanic who banged that tire back into an approximate alignment and made it all the way home from Lovell, Wyoming to Fort Collins, Colorado at the time. And that's when I found out about how much power steering gearboxes cost. But it all worked out, and I learned some skills of self-sufficiency up on that mountain. We've made it all the way down the mountain, and the Jeep ran just fine. I'm very glad I took the chance of going down burnt timber. If I hadn't, I'd still be, for the next couple hours, I'd still be going down a well-graded dirt road in Montana. So we are back in Wyoming, and the highway is right behind me. So we have made it. Next up is a backpacking trip in the Wind River Range, which is going to be amazing and beautiful. I can't wait. But I think right now we're going to get some gas and some food in Lovell and hit the road. Thanks for coming along with us. Roar har!